Stellaris Nemesis, where you can become the Crisis. They've announced a new expansion, the Nemesis Expansion. As you can see here, let's look at the video together and then we'll have a look at the whole dev diary. There is some progression chart for becoming a Crisis and the system behind it. What you need to do and what the consequences will be and how you will win as a Crisis. Let's have a look together. First the video, then the rest.
Intelligence Officer 241, report in.
J150, object just went active.
And this really has these alien vibes, right?
Stable orbit around system primary. But I'm getting anomalous readings.
Ooh.
Stand by.
You might also
Target
become...
data appears inconclusive, unless...
a galactic protector
Control? Are
instead
you
of the
receiving
Crisis.
this?
Hold on. This can't be right. Officer 241, can you confirm? Officer 241, can you please...
And what are they doing now? Look at that. Did a star just explode? Pretty creepy, eh? So finally you have the choice now. You can be the Crisis or you can defend the galaxy from the Crisis. Now we'll have a look at becoming the Crisis. First step is having 2 Ascension perks and then you can select Become the Crisis. The Ascension perk is available to most types of empires, but xenophiles, pacifists and rogue servitors are unable to have the color purple as their favorite. There's no limit to the number of players that can pick it, but the AI will be less likely to do so if there's another empire that already has it. And that's setting the stage for an all-crisis multiplayer event, right? We will get it. It's coming, probably. It's probably already scheduled. Become the Crisis. All great achievements require sacrifice. The rest of the galaxy may not understand, but they will have to comply. All great achievements, yeah. And you can progress towards becoming the Crisis. So that is your ascension in a way then. Your path of destruction has begun. You'll forfeit other opportunities to focus on your newfound goals. And how do you unlock your traditions now? The traditions usually were made through producing unity, but this is another system for unlocking traditions. And some people have already thought this could be a better system in general for traditions because it is a reward system. You take certain actions and for these you get traditions. That could also be the way for normal empires, right? I mean, you don't have to destroy the galaxy. Let's see what there is, though. You will have some, like, evil deeds. I don't know if it's necessarily evil, but you will have to use your force, as I'd called it. It's not going to be diplomatic at all. Well, maybe a little bit. Retain vassals, vassalize empires. Gives a lot of points. You see, you have menace points there. You have a crisis level, menace, threat, peril, fulmination, existential crisis. 5 of these levels. You can see it's in the traditions and relics thing. So you have traditions and then you have the crisis traditions that you then unlock. You can destroy empires, that gives you 100 menace points. Destroy enemy ships, 3 per ship. Star bases, 3 per star base. Purge pops, 3 per pop. That can really sum up. I mean, that's only 3 points, but destroy a fleet of corvettes. 200 corvettes, good night. Destroy worlds, 100 conquer worlds, 150 vassalize empires, 100 retain vassals, 10. Perform disruptive operations with a new spy system. 10. Be in breach of galactic community law, 50. As I said, names or descriptions may not be final, but it looks kind of inspiring. To reach that next crisis level, we'll need a certain amount of menace. Already seen here, and you can see there's some kind of a crisis meter, like the temperature is falling until it reaches total 0, and then everything will be lifeless and void, maybe. But you don't know what's behind there. So, to reach the next crisis level, like from 1 to 2, You'll need a certain amount of Menace. Also need to finish a special project to take you to the next level. You'll need to repeat the process of gaining more Menace and finishing a special project 4 times before you can reach the final crisis level. That's level 5. Yeah, 5, the classic evil number. I don't remember anything that is 5. Well, the Great Prospect, as you can see here. The previously reported energy fluctuations that triggered sensors across the Sidron not erasers, definitely not erasers, have been analyzed. There's empirical proof of a parallel dimension with 96.7 certainty, our scientific theory, and so on. The main thing is they're cross-referencing it with the Xeno archives and connecting it to the Shroud. So this has a story too. Recommended action, perform acts of noticeable threat and physical stress to arbitrary organic life forms, in that case, when playing as a machine intelligence, in order to confirm reality / the Shroud connection theory. So you connect to the Shroud and something will happen then. And because of your connection to the Shroud, you are the crisis. So the Shroud is now like the mother of all crises? We'll see, because someone at the stream supposedly said that the other crisis will be deactivated, which would be kind of a pity in my book, but okay. Now the thing about this is the AIs will also become crisis. Maybe. You may become a crisis, your multiplayer friend may become a crisis, so there's a lot of crises, and maybe that's not only unlocking everything, maybe that's also... What I would think cool is you select a certain behavior or a certain advantage as a crisis. That would be extra cool. Each crisis level unlocks certain crisis perks, which can unlock bonuses or new types of ships. As we become more menacing, we will also become more powerful through these perks. For example, you have Undertaker. Purge is unlocked as a policy option. If you don't have Purge yet, you'll have Pop Purge speed plus 500%. A species full of vibrant life and unbridled potential. Make it stop. And the menacing corvette is like an extra good corvette, probably. To think that the wretched fleets imagine themselves harried already. Some of these ships cost minerals to build. Crazy concept, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely a little bit crazy, but you never know. So there's some ships to unlock. Menacing corvette, menacing destroyer, asteroid cruiser, and Star Eater. That would be probably the battleship thing. But you don't know, because the Star Eater will actually... yeah, it will eat stars. In the existential crisis, probably. The final level for the crisis is no mere label, as you'll be able to threaten the very existence of the galaxy. And well, supposedly they can really eat stars, and this will count as something like this, destroy worlds, and give you more points. So instead of destroying planets like you could with the Colossi, you can now destroy stars, whole stars. And there's something here, as you can see. There's a new mega structure in the final level for the crisis. The framework that surrounds the star is the basis for the future heterophasic engine. So it's probably connected to some kind of ether, maybe where the Shroud is, or what the Shroud is. So it's a connection to the Shroud. It lets the Shroud into the game, maybe. And you unlock it by using what else? Dark matter, of course, because the dark. And as the final level is unlocked, an heterophasic engine frame appears in your capital system. The frame requires a lot of dark matter to upgrade, and upgrading is something that you definitely want to do. Other empires may be less happy about the outcome. We'll see what happens then. That's unclear. Now, let's have a look at the Star Eaters. Only the detonation of entire stars will release enough energy to generate the vast quantities of dark matter needed to finish the heterophasic engine. Or the market. We'll see if dark matter is removed from the market, because definitely had things like this. To this end, we've devised the Star Eaters, the most powerful starships the galaxy has ever seen. Not only can they blow up stars, but they are also strong enough to decimate entire fleets on their own. So they are even bigger. I don't know, whatever. Juggernauts. For now, only have 2, but more can be built. Their construction requires great amounts of dark matter, so we'll have to balance our need to finish the aerophasic engine with a need for additional star eaters. Each destroyed stars brings us one step closer because, yeah, dark matter, as you can see here. Getting such a large amount of dark matter is no easy task, so a special gathering device has to be used. Let's present the star eaters. Star eaters do exactly what it sounds like. They eat stars. Here. Behold, a large dark matter deposit. Yeah. Eating stars. And what happens to these systems? Do they totally disappear when you eat their stars? What happens to a trinary system when you eat one of its stars? Your new goal as a crisis is now to gather as much dark matter as you can, so that you can upgrade your aerophasic engine. The stars are now your fuel towards a different future. Should you succeed, everyone else will lose. The galactic community will also get their own tools to try to stop you, which is something which will be shown next week. Basically unlocks a new mode, a total destruction mode, a Pac-Man mode, whatever you call it. And it's certainly nothing for peaceful players. So that is an expansion if you really try to stomp the game. I can understand the desire. I've dealt with the galactic community myself. And if you're as infuriated as I am about the galactic community or Federation partners or the AI in general that often, you can now go and become the crisis yourself. And yeah, you will become the 25 times crisis from your rage alone, right? That's how it works. At least I hope it works. So, thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode of anything or in more news about the Crisis and Stellaris Nemesis. We'll keep you covered here. Have a great time until next time and happy gaming.